Most men, like myself, probably have been brought up in that environment where we have a lot of influential women around us. Influential such as teachers, doctors, and our mother, right? Because most of us, our dads, usually out working most of the time, never seem to spend a lot of time in the house. So, or primarily teacher was a woman, our mother. And then we go to school again and we see the soft spoken teachers who usually give us guidances. And as we're young kids, we usually tends to actually accept the guidances from those ladies. So that seems like a little bit of brainwashing tool to me. Super brainwashing. Because then we grew up now to understand women as guides, people that we trust. And when you trust certain people, you tend to give them the benefit of the doubt. You don't think they can do any evil. Back then when I was in high school, I had a guidance counselor, a teacher, a woman guidance counselor. High school pretty much gave me some very improper guidance. I was taking some courses, below my level. I wanted to do academic courses that will enhance my thinking, courses that were more a little bit more tougher because I was say pretty decent in mathematics and my academics. I was pretty good student academically. But me trusting this lady now because she's a woman and we are grown as children, because of the influence that women had around us, we tend to trust their we tend to trust their judgment. And definitely this lady, she definitely gave me the wrong guidance. Right? This was in high school, I was in grade 9. And she pretty much told me to take some courses that was below my level. I thought she was right. Yeah, I trusted her. I believed in her. Probably I didn't have any other, support system around where that I could have went to. That would have pointed me in a better direction. So I trusted her, and definitely at this stage in my life, I regretted trusting this lady. So I'm saying that to say this: who do you trust? You trust a person because she's a female. You trust a person because she's a male, because he's a male. You don't trust people based on gender, right? And that's why I say that to get into this information where us now, when we're fully grown as male, now we're starting to realize that a lot of our guidances that came from some of these ladies when we were younger, those guidances were not coming from the heart from these women because they were older than us, and some of those guidances were gender bias guidances, right? And how would we have known? We're young children, we're kids. Would not have known that a woman, soft spoken, well dressed lady, would have actually trying to hurt us or trying to, stifle our future, cast a spell on us, literally. Casting a spell on us, I mean, by this I mean, how many teachers, how many ladies have really, you know, control your thoughts by telling you that you cannot do this or you cannot do that, right? It happens. It happens. And so now us we came to this stage now where you have to realize that the mind of a person is not based on gender or color, right? The mind of a person is literally based on information, survival, experience, direction. So you trying, as a person, male or female, you're trying to choose what is best for you. So now if you come to the dating scene, or trying to form a relationship with a lady, right? Or you come and encounter business partner with a lady, or you have to encounter a lady on the road, a woman, in whatever you're participating in, please do not look to that person and say, this is a lady, therefore they will help me. Don't be mistaken. Don't mistaken the outside human being, the outside appearance, for what's inside the heart of a man. Right? Don't fall into this trap of all of these things that you're hearing on and social media, or scientifically proven this and scientifically proven that. The idea, some of these ideas are only are scientific information that has been, you know, studied. Social science, they studied from a gender bias motive, right? They're trying to tell you how to think, who to trust, but it's false information, right? Because a lot of times what social science does, any scientific method that they come up with, they came up with a theory. For example, they will say women have more empathy than men. So they will come up with this theory. A theory is an idea, and now they have to prove that theory. So what they will try to do is they will find information to go along with that theory. They will not look for information to disprove it at all. So these studies are usually one-sided studies, right? So if you're thinking that, when it comes to, you trying to find somebody to have sympathy in you, somebody to have mercy in you, don't look to that from a woman, because a woman is just another person filled up with information that they will use to their best advantage to gain control, or to fulfill their needs, or to fulfill a purpose, or to fulfill an agenda. Just like any other human being, they don't even know the difference. It's not like they really plan these things or know what they're doing, right? They don't plan it. So don't look at them and say because they're female, they're wicked, or they're good, or these things are not planned in the mind of a human being. Because when the mind is thinking, the mind is not thinking, hey, let me take this direction because I'm a female. No, guys, the mind do not think like that. The mind is only thinking about an idea and a plan, how to solve this idea, how to get a good outcome, right? How to get a favorable outcome, and how to fulfill an agenda. That's what the mind is thinking. So why do you would ever think that somebody, when you come across, when you're in need of sympathy or mercy, when you're in need of anything, physical need, any kind of need, spiritual need, why do you think that one particular race or gender is capable of actually siding with you, having empathy, sympathy, and actually, would try to do their best to make sure that you're okay and that they're helping you? Why do you think this idea is based on gender or color? It's not based on none of those. It's only based on information that a person is using inside their own head. You think a person, if you go to a person like this, let's say you go to a person and you're like, hey, you know what? I need $1,000, right? If you go to a female, What do you think is going on inside that female mind? You think the female is saying, well, I'm a female and I have more empathy than a male. Here's $1,000. No problem. No, no, no. Most likely what will be going through that person's mind is not that I'm a female or a male, but what will be going through that person's mind is, can I afford to give this $1,000? Would I have enough money tomorrow for myself to pay my car payment, my mortgage, to buy food? That's what the mind is going to be thinking about. Not going to be thinking about, hey, this is my obligation as a female. So anything that you have encountered in life, whether you go on the road and your car broke down on the road, that you're going to say, hey, let me go to this particular group of people. Let me go to the female. Right? Because at that point, the mind is not thinking about male or female. But the mind have to fulfill and have a certain outcome that's favorable to you. Male or female. So this is it. Whatever you do, whatever situation you're in, trust people. But don't trust them because they're male or female. You can be harmed as much by a male or a female. You can be harmed by any race or color. Right? A person need to help you, to have empathy and sympathy in you, have to do with their experience in life. What I mean by that is this. If a person is coming from the same place as you, they might share a certain bond with you. If a person have gone through the same stuff as you, they might share that particular experience with you. Therefore, that would give them some form of empathy. Right? Because they have been through similar situation. So bonds are formed based on this. And sometimes when you need assistance from someone, sometimes those in that situation, those are the only positive time that you might get a favorable decision on your behalf, based on the fact that you are associated with something, share a similar experience as the other person, but not because they're male or female. Person needs to have you harmed. Mind is not gonna say this is a female, so therefore they will not harm you. You'll be just as harmed from a female than a male. Female will destroy you just as much as a male. But we might have an issue with that, right? Because the male have grown to trust the female so much because of a particular group of people that we have in our life who have totally brainwashed us. All these young teachers and ladies that we grew up around, that we trusted. All the mothers and aunts and sisters, right? Who have made that impression on us. Have caused us to actually be brainwashed to actually try to look at the female that they had more empathy and sympathy. Right? But the mind itself never considered these ideas. When you looked at the idea that a woman communicates more based on social science and all these ideas, the mind never thinks about these things. It's only man trying to manifest these kind of ideas, these false sense of realities in people. You think the mind ever wonders who communicates what or how they communicate? A person communicates what's in his own mind, and the mind is not male nor female, right? So how can someone communicates more based on gender or race? Doesn't make any sense, right? Person communicates sometimes out of fear, sometimes they communicate out of confidence. So these are the things that can cause communications to just flow. Okay, you do not fear what you say, right? And you have a lot to say because you have a lot on your mind. These things are not gender based. Most things in life is never gender based. Don't waste your time with that kind of idea, or else you're gonna be surprised. Just like a lot of us males are being surprised now as to the direction that a lot of female would take, that we're like, wow, well, didn't know female could be so rude, right? Why should we be surprised? We shouldn't be surprised of that. They're no different than a male. They're just people, right? So let's just keep that in mind, guys. People will be people. Information is what makes up the personality and makes up people, not gender. All right, so that's it.